Our next presenter is Jennifer Kraszewski, the Vice President of Human Resources for PAYCOM. It's here for PAYCOM. Jennifer has more than 25 years of HR leadership experiences driving transformative, business-focused human capital strategies in high-growth industries to achieve efficiencies, compliance, and employee engagement. Named by Human Resource Executive Magazine as one of the top 100 HR tech influencers in 2020 and 2021. Kraszewski is a featured blogger and hosts webinars on HR topics through the Society for Human Resource Management, HR Daily, and HR.com. She is SPHR and SHRM SCP certified. Please welcome Jennifer Kraszewski.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here tonight to share this great honor with you and perhaps share a little wisdom along the way. This is an extremely results-oriented and innovative group, and I know that because it's evidenced by my team members from PAYCOM that are being honored here tonight, and I have the pleasure of working with them and their teams on a regular basis. One thing I know for sure is that innovative organizations are inclusive ones. And I'm grateful to work for a company like PAYCOM who celebrates the value of diversity and has a culture that's steeped in equity. I'd like to start this evening by telling you a little bit about how I got started in business. I got started in business at the ripe old age of 11. Selling eggs from chickens my family raised. I'm so fortunate to have had this opportunity at such an early age to learn business because what it taught me is that opportunities are often unexpected ones. And you have to lean into those opportunities and say yes. And you will learn so much, like how I learned to be an egg saleswoman at the age of 11. So fast forward a couple of decades, I find myself leading HR for a fast casual restaurant company in the days before the internet, if you can imagine that. It was a fast-growing company that had a lot of turnover. We had a very small but mighty HR department. And what I learned from that experience was to be able to work in a fast-paced, ever-changing environment and to trust myself. Afterwards, I found myself leading HR in the oil and gas business in Oklahoma. Many of you know Oklahoma and oil and gas means constant change. But no matter the industry that I've been involved in, I've watched great leaders, I've worked for some great leaders, but mostly I've learned from difficulty and failure. And so it's important, if you have wisdom to share, that you do so. So tonight, I'd like to share 4 lessons with you. For me, people are at the heart of each lesson. It's the relationships that you build, the people that you empower and lift up, that should define your efforts. Each day is an opportunity to connect with people and build relationships. It's like tending a garden. You plant the seeds, you water the seeds, and you wait and watch it grow. Some days it makes great progress, other days it doesn't. But at the end of the journey and the relationship, you can look back and it was so well worth it. So with this people-first mentality, I'd like to share my first lesson with you. Do you understand what your company does? Do you understand the mission, vision, and purpose of your organization? And most importantly, do you understand how what you do connects to that mission, vision, and purpose? Business strategy. We hear that all the time, right? Do you understand your company's business strategy and specifically how what you do every day contributes to that business strategy and how you move that forward? If you do, that's knowledge. And knowledge gives you power, and that gives you confidence. But let's face it, we've all had to fake it till we make it, right? Whether you're new in your career or further along in your career, I've even found times when I have self-doubt creep in. But I encourage you when that happens is to lean into that, trust yourself, and you can make it happen. My next piece of advice is to find leaders who want to empower you to succeed. Organizations need to have programs to help their people develop. That's what people want in today's workforce. If you are fortunate enough to work for an organization that provides mentorship programs, leadership development programs, or employee development programs, I encourage you to take advantage of those programs because it will propel your career forward like nothing you've ever seen. My third lesson is to work for a company that supports the whole person. So what does that mean? Most companies offer the standard plate of benefits, health insurance, PTO, retirement, 401k. But today, that's not enough. We have to support the person mentally, physically, and financially. And if we do so, you can be the best version of yourself at work as well as at home. But I also encourage you to work for organizations that support the communities in which we live and work and allow you to participate. Because when there's this culture of the whole person, you can do life with one another. And I can guarantee there's probably not one person in this room tonight that hasn't met someone at work that's become a lifelong friend. And that is beneficial and so supportive of the whole person. So my last piece of advice tonight is to create a culture of inclusivity. So let's just take a little step back in time, not too long, to May of 2020. The country was in turmoil. We were in the middle of a global pandemic. We had witnessed the murder of George Floyd, and there was so much social unrest. People were hurting and in search of empathy. And at PAYCOM, our employees were no different. They wanted to come together and talk about how they were feeling. So we decided to create a listening engagement series called Better Conversations, where our employees could come together as their authentic selves and listen to understand and listen to learn around topics such as race, gender, age, parenting, the pandemic, and so much more. And it made us better. When I tell you this story, I want you to think about working for organizations that are not afraid to take a risk, to be bold and brave, to do things to care for their people. We believe in bringing your whole self to work. I encourage all of you today, whether you're new in your role or new to leadership, to create a culture around you where people can be themselves, but appreciate their views and stories. And one thing also I want to remind you is remind yourself that you're human too, and people want to see that. And don't take yourself too seriously. As you advance in your career, I encourage you to look for opportunities with employers that have this people-focused mentality and have cultures that celebrate the value of diversity and inclusion. Additionally, it's important for you to find employers where you can lay deep roots. Every place that I've worked where I've experienced significant growth, it's when I've taken the time to invest in those deep roots. Now, studies show that millennials and Gen Zs typically only stay at employers around 2 years. But I sincerely hope that all of you here tonight have found your passion and your employer where you can have a lifelong career. But if you're one that's looking for a new job in 2 years, I know of a great Oklahoma technology company right here in our backyard that's always hiring. So no, in all seriousness, take the time in your relationships to water and plant the seeds and grow. And when you have the experience to know what your company does, how everyone is doing, and where you can go in your career, you will absolutely have success. And success is great, like setting the neighborhood egg sales record, might I say. But what's most important is the relationships that we make along the way. And I encourage you to treasure those and hold them close. So I'd like to close by saying congratulations. I'm so proud of every single one of you. And I just can't wait to see where your careers go, because you will no doubt be successful beyond your wildest dreams. So congratulations and have a wonderful night.